When working with JavaScript, you will be frequently working with strings. That's why mastering strings in JavaScript is a must-have skill. Strings can be simple at first. When you first use strings in JavaScript, you'll find it really easy. But in some cases, it may become really tricky. Strings also have methods that you can use, so you may be confused right now. Strings in JavaScript are primitives. How can a variable be a primitive and an object at the same time? Well, in JavaScript, this is possible. Don't worry, it will make sense later on. When you create a string in JavaScript, JavaScript immediately attaches to it some properties and methods that you can use, even if you don't create any method or property with the string. There will be properties and methods linked to the string you create. In this example, we used the length property on this string, and it gave us the right value, the length of the string. If we add some text here, the value of the length property will change. Also, with JavaScript, you can access characters using an index. For example, if you use the index 0, you will here get the first character in the string. If you use the index 3, you will have the fourth character in the string, and so on. So now you may be saying to yourself, great, I can change a character in a string if I want to. So let's try to do it. Let's try to change the second character. I will give it a different value, then let's console log the string. Well, nothing happened. Let's try to change the first one. Well, nothing happens. That's because strings in JavaScript are immutable. Immutable simply means that they don't change. You cannot change them. And this sometimes will make some tasks that you want to do on strings really difficult. For example, what if you want to create a program in your website that checks strings and sees if a user had added a bad word? If it is the case, you want to change the characters to change the bad word. For example, here we have a string that we captured from a user. In this string there is a bad word. For the safety of your users, you want to change these characters. So how can you do it? So if you try to count, you can see that this word is at index 21 and it finishes at index 24. Even if you try to change the character at index 21, 22, 23 and 24, this will not be possible. If you console log the string, you will still have the same string. Let's go back to our previous example. Here, a simple string that says hello world. Let's see how we can change a character in a string. We have to make use of string methods. Let's start with the split method, and let's give it an empty string as argument. Then let's console log the result. We can see that the split method created an array, and each character of that string has become an array item. The first item is H, the second one is E, and so on. And now, since this is an array, we can change the array items. For example, we can change the second array item at index 1. And now it has a different value. So we are almost there. We just have to change this array to a string. Fortunately, there is the method joinOnArrays that makes a string from array items. So let's use it. And now we have the new string. With this trick, we could change the string. Great.